A little trivia to start today's Giants Now video. I appreciate you clicking on today's show. We'll reveal the answer at some point during the show, but I want to know, do you know what the answer is? The last time the Giants picked number 5 and number 7 in a draft, it wasn't the same draft, just the last time they picked 5th and the last time they picked 7th. Who were the picks at 5 and 7? Get your answers in, and I'll give shout-outs to everyone that gets it right in the next New York Giants Now, and I'll reveal the answer at some point during today's show. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And in today's show, we're going to break down the latest Todd McShay and Mel Kiper. Yes, they teamed up and they did a 3-round mock draft. They alternated picks. So some of the picks were from Kiper, some of the picks were from McShay, and we've talked about some of these players on the show before. But I think it's a good idea to continually go over these mock drafts so we have an idea of who the Giants are going to select at that position. And at pick number 5, they had the Giants selecting Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle out of North Carolina State. And I'm a big fan of this. Ekwonu, he's my number 1 tackle. I like the nastiness he plays with. He's a finisher when it comes to making blocks. He's a road paver. He's an elite run blocker, one of the best in the NFL draft, if not the best run blocker in the draft. Struggles a little bit in pass blocking. I think it's a little bit of a technique issue. He'll slide to the right side at the right tackle with Andrew Thomas on the left side. So you have Thomas and Ekwonu as your bookend tackles for the next 10 years. Sign me up. That's something I know Daniel Jones will be happy about, and something that Saquon Barkley, Joe Schoen, and Brian Dable will absolutely be happy about. But we've talked about it a lot on the show. Is Evan Neal better? Or is Ikem Ekwonu better? It seems like you guys in the comments like Evan Neal a little bit better, and you're not wrong, and I'm not right, so we're going to bring it into the comment section, and let's embrace debate down there. Who do you want the Giants to pick at number 5 if it's an offensive tackle? If you want Ikem Ekwonu, go down and type IE, or if you want Evan Neal, the offensive tackle out of Alabama, you can go down and type EN in the comment section. I'm very curious where all of you stand. And make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on, because tomorrow, Wednesday, 4/20, get your jokes in at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going live on this channel. We're going to be doing some live mailbags. We're going to be answering your questions and maybe a mock draft, or maybe be talking about the latest Giants news and rumors. But I want you to be there. If we don't have an audience, we're not going to be able to continue to do things like this on the channel. So do this for me. Go down in the comment section and type me if you're going to be watching the live show. If you type me, I'll probably give you a shout out on the live show because you're a real one. All the real New York Giants Now subscribers are going to be a part of it, and you're not going to want to miss it. We'll be throwing back some shots, having a good time, and breaking down the latest Giants news and rumors. So be there. I'll see you there tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. With the 6th pick in the latest McShay and Kiper collab mock draft, they had the Carolina Panthers selecting Malik Willis, the quarterback out of Liberty. This is what the first 6 picks actually looked like. Hutchinson, Walker, Thibodeau, Sauce Gardner at number 4, and then the Giants went Ikem Ekwonu at number 5. So there's a lot of ways you could go at this pick. Maybe you want to go Kyle Hamilton. Maybe you think you want to take a receiver like Garrett Wilson, but Todd McShay and Mel Kiper, they had the Giants selecting Jermaine Johnson, the 2nd out of Florida State, and I like this pick. Johnson, overall, he's got an average get-off, but his length, agility, and active hands lead to a disruption as both a pass rusher and a run stopper. He projects as an every-down NFL starter, and he had a breakout year after transferring from Georgia to Florida State. And I like the fact that he can play all 3 downs. He's a great pass rusher, but he's just as good, if not better, at setting the edge, getting off blocks, and being a disruptor in the backfield in the run game. He's a big guy. He's extremely athletic. We'll get you his measurables in a second. But when you go and look at what he did at Florida State at 6'4", running a 4.58 40 at 254 pounds, Jermaine Johnson is your ideal size and speed for an edge setter and a pass rusher. Last year, 70 tackles, 17 and a half tackles for loss. He's always around the football in the backfield, causing disruption and making plays. He had 11 and a half sacks. I'd like to see him add a little bit more moves to his bag when it comes to being a pass rusher. He also forced 2 fumbles. So in the first 2 picks, you get potentially a stabilizer at the right tackle spot in Ikem Ekwonu. Then you get Jermaine Johnson, a day 1 edge rusher at pick number 7. Hopefully that will bolster the trenches for the New York Giants, an area that they haven't been strong at for as long as I can remember being a New York Football Giants fan. With Ikem Ekwonu and Johnson being picks 5 and 7, we've asked who do you want the Giants to take at these spots in the draft, but I'm curious. Name 2 players in the comments section you don't want the Giants to pick at 5 and 7. Is it Charles Cross? Is it somebody else? Honestly, for me, I think Cross would be a little bit of a reach at pick number 7. I don't know how well he's going to transfer from the left tackle to the right tackle spot. He's not really an advanced run blocker, a great pass blocker, and a good athlete, but I have some question marks about his ability to transition to the right side and play at the NFL level. So I want to hear from you in the comments section. Give me 2 guys at pick 5 and 7 you don't at all want to see the Giants select in the NFL draft. We're going to continue to break down this Todd McShay and Mel Kiper NFL mock draft, but I thought this was important and something to note. Tyler Linderbaum, he was still available at pick 33, and that's where the Jacksonville Jaguars selected him at pick 33. So he was still on the board at 33, 32, and all the picks prior. And I think this is an idea that I like and I'm a fan of. Should the Giants trade up from pick 36 to leapfrog the Jacksonville Jaguars at pick 33 and select Tyler Linderbaum at pick 32. You get him on that 5-year deal, and you arguably get the best interior offensive lineman in this draft. I'm a big fan of Linderbaum. He was a top 10 guy pre-draft cycle, pre-draft combine, and then the scouts got doing too much deep diving on him, on my opinion, and they realized he may be too small to play in the NFL, but I don't agree with that at all. This is what it would take for the Giants to move up from 36 and to get to 32 and to select Tyler Linderbaum. You'd have to give up 36 and pick 112, and you'd get back 32 and 177. This adds up on the NFL draft chart. So I want to get your opinion on this. Who do you think wins this trade if it were to go down? If it's the Giants, go down and type NYG, or if you think it's the Detroit Lions, you can go down and type DET for Detroit. But sticking at pick number 36, round 2, ESPN had the Giants selecting Jalen Pitre, the strong safety nickelback out of Baylor, and I'm a big fan of Pitre. If you watch the show, we've talked about it before. He reminds me of the Honey Badger. He's all over the field. He can play inside the box. He can play on the line of scrimmage. He can set the edge. He can be a pass rusher, and he can slide into the nickel spot and provide some coverage ability. He had some questions to answer at the Senior Bowl, about how well of a coverage guy he was, and he checked all of those boxes. He can slide in the slot, guard some slot receivers. He's physical and can guard some tight ends. He's not really your prototypical safety that drops back and plays your center field type of role. This is someone that likes to get his head in the backfield, make plays, deliver big hits, and try to force fumbles. Last year, he had 18.5 tackles for loss. For a safety coming off the edge, that's an incredible number. This is someone that lives in the backfield. I really think he's Tyrann Mathieu 2.0. 7 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. He had 3.5 sacks last year, 75 total tackles. I think Pitre in a Wink Martindale defense is the ultimate chess piece. I can already envision it now. The exotic blitz schemes that Martindale's going to draw up with Pitre coming off the edge or coming through the A-gap to disrupt quarterbacks in the NFC East. I'm a big fan of Pitre. I think he's my favorite day 2 safety in this draft, so I give it an A+ grade for Pitre at number 36. Something I also give an A+ grade to is BetUS, our proud sportsbook partner. If you want to get hooked up with them for the NBA playoffs or the MLB season, or you can bet on the NFL draft, you got to do it at chatsports.com/bet. Just plug in the promo code chat125. When you do those 2 things and you deposit $100 into your account, they'll match that with a 125% deposit bonus. So if you mess up on some bets, you got an extra $125 in your account to keep going and keep gaming with. Just do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS, chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. In round 3 and pick 67, McShay and Kiper, he had the Giants selecting Chad Muma, the inside linebacker out of Wyoming. And for good reason, he's a good football player. 2nd team All-American, 1st team All-Conference, a team captain, a high-energy tackling machine with excellent play speed, and he's always around the football. He's a high IQ player, and I think he could learn a lot playing alongside a guy like Blake Martinez. I think they're pretty similar. They're guys that can play sideline to sideline. Their tape shows they're faster than their testing numbers. They're good form tacklers. They're leaders. They can be the head of the defense and wear the green dot down the line. Muma is a fantastic prospect. Last year, he had 142 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 3 interceptions. I'm a big fan of him. I would like to see him get a little bit better in pass coverage, but that comes with reps and time in the NFL. He's a great run stopper. Having him at the will linebacker position next to Blake Martinez, that would be a solid foundation for Wink Martindale to have at his inside linebacker position. And it would help against the run because the Giants the last couple of years under Patrick Graham have not been that well at stopping the run. Muma would help in that aspect for sure. The last pick of this mock draft, pick number 81 overall, round 3, McShay and Kiper. He had the Giants selecting cornerback Tariq Woolen, an interesting prospect, one of the most athletic guys in this draft class. He's 6'4", and he's a cornerback that used to play wide receiver. Why is he getting so much draft hype? He ran a 4.26 40, had a 42-inch vertical, and has 33.5-inch arms. He is long, lengthy, and extremely athletic. He needs to develop his technique and recognition, but he has a rare package of traits worth betting on. When you can get a 6'4" corner that runs a 4.2 40, has extreme length, has extreme athleticism, and tests off the chart, this is one of those picks where you just take the dart out, you throw it at the dartboard, and you hope he hits. You hope you have all those intangibles and the athletic skill sets and measurables that a guy like Wink Martindale will be able to craft and hone his talent and make him a solid cornerback in the National Football League. One thing I like about him is he's not afraid to get in the face of a receiver and do a little bump and run press man coverage. We know that's what Martindale's going to want to do. He played in just 9 games last year, had 5 pass breakups, allowed 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a completion rate of almost 59%. Woolen, he's a high upside player, but I also think there's some risk to him. Anytime you take a guy that's a combine winner, how many times have we seen that not turn out well in the National Football League? Not saying Woolen won't. I'm actually betting on him because I believe the Giants have assembled a defensive staff that is full of a bunch of teachers, and they will be able to teach him technique, and hopefully he can be a rare find for the Giants in round 3 at pick 81 and be a starter down the line for Big Blue. These are what the first 5 picks of the NFL draft, according to Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, would look like for the New York Giants. You got Ikem Ekwonu, my opinion, the best tackle in this draft. Then Jermaine Johnson at pick 7. I like him a lot. Not my favorite pick at number 7, but I wouldn't be too upset. Then Jalen Pitre, I think that's an A-plus pick. I'm a big fan of his, a playmaking defensive back that's not afraid to get his head dirty and deliver a blow. Chad Muma, the inside linebacker out of Wyoming, a good sideline-to-sideline tackling machine. And then Tariq Woolen, the cornerback out of UTSA at pick 81. So grade this mock draft for me. If you got Ekwonu, Johnson, Pitre, Muma, and Woolen with the first 5 picks, how would you feel? Would you be happy? Would you be sad? Let me know. Grade this mock draft A, B, C, D, or F. And don't take it light on McShay and Kiper because I know you guys aren't the biggest fans of them. So get in the comments section and let me know. Back to trivia. We asked it at the top of the show. The last time the Giants picked number 5 and number 7, who were the picks? I can't wait to get in the comments section and see what you all said. Honestly, I didn't know the answer, but I was thinking about it when I was scripting today's show, and I thought it would be a good topic of conversation. And the last time the Giants picked 5 and 7 was in 96 and 1997, and they selected Cedric Jones with pick number 5 in 1996, and Ike Hilliard, the wide receiver, with pick number 7. If you got this right, get in the comment section. You can cheat a little bit. Maybe go put it in the comment section now, and I'll still give you a shout out on the next show. I appreciate everyone that's watched today's show and made it a part of your day. And remember, set an alarm, set your notifications, whatever you got to do. Join the party tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going live on this channel. I appreciate all the subs that have made this possible because without you guys, this show is not possible. So thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.